For 2 decades, the leadership pipeline concept has been the core framework for developing, assessing, and selecting leaders in a significant number of organizations across the world. Since 2015, the specialist pipeline concept has taken the same role for developing, assessing, and selecting specialists. The specialist pipeline concept has been developed over a period of 10 years through active research and has included 3-day workshops with more than 600 specialists in different roles, interviews with more than 100 leaders that have specialists reporting to them, and in close cooperation with executives and a large number of human resource professionals. Not only does the specialist pipeline support the specialists and the managers in their work, but it also serves as a vehicle for breaking down hierarchies, ensuring that decisions are made by people with the right level of insight, and supporting a more agile way of working. Today, the specialist pipeline principles are the leading approach for organizations pursuing success with developing and retaining specialists. The specialist pipeline offers principles for mapping and building an efficient architecture to achieve a sustainable competitive advantage through specialists. The specialist pipeline principles are first principles. They clarify how you add unique value as a specialist in different specialist roles, and how you need to adjust work values, time application, and skills in order to be successful in each role. In this video, we will address some of the most common specialist roles: knowledge experts, knowledge leaders, and knowledge principals. Different organizations may use different terms for the same roles, and some organizations may, of course, have more, fewer, or different roles. The passage from one role to another requires new learning and new behavior. Development is cumulative. Successful development at one passage enhances the probability of success at the next passage. Conversely, incomplete development, or skipping a passage, can hinder success at the next passage. Each passage represents a major change in job requirements. Accordingly, the question, "Is she a good specialist?" is the wrong question. The right question is she a good knowledge leader or a good knowledge expert, and so forth. Before the specialist pipeline concept emerged, most organizations merely differentiated their specialists based on their depth of knowledge within a certain domain of expertise. However, what most organizations today realize is that it is not about how much you know. It is about how you create results with your knowledge. Accordingly, the specialist who goes through the passage from one role to the next has to acquire a new way of operating and creating results, and leave some of the old ways behind. It calls for a fundamental adjustment in skills, time application, and work values. Skills. You need to learn the new skills that are required to execute new responsibilities. Time application. You need to change the way you spend your time. As you move from one role to the next, you will find that you increasingly need to spend time with stakeholders across the organization, and even with stakeholders outside the organization. There are things you need to start doing, stop doing, and continue doing. This sounds simple, but many things you have to stop doing are often things that have brought you success so far, and things you really like doing. Work values. You need to adjust how you believe you create value in your role, and how you define your own success. As you move from one role to the next, you will find that you increasingly are in less control of your end results, and that you depend on your ability to create results through your colleagues. It is not enough to accept this intellectually. You need to truly embrace the change. Let's take a high-level look at how the different roles have unique purposes and deliver unique results. As a knowledge expert, you have a certain depth of knowledge within a defined domain of expertise. You deliver results through your personal expertise, but some of your colleagues also depend on your knowledge, and you are held responsible for proactively sharing your knowledge with them. In this role, you need to be good at guiding colleagues on how to use your knowledge and also giving them feedback on how they apply the knowledge you share with them. You need to develop a flexible communication style that allows you to interact successfully with different people. You also need the ability to make excellent decisions. As you represent your domain of expertise, you need to continuously increase your depth of knowledge. Representing a domain of expertise also means building a personal and professional brand, so your colleagues know that you are the go-to person. As a knowledge leader, you have a significant depth of knowledge within a certain domain of expertise, and you have a solid understanding of the broader value chain in the organization. Within your company, you are most likely one of the few people with this depth of knowledge. In this role, you deliver results with and through your colleagues. You will find that most of your key business objectives are not objectives you can achieve on your own. These are objectives that require that other people do what you need them to do. From a communication perspective, you need to be good at influencing people without having formal authority. Your ability to build relationships and manage stakeholders across the organization becomes critical. As a knowledge leader, you do not represent your domain of expertise. You need to lead your domain of expertise. This includes consistent focus on innovation, how your domain of expertise can contribute to, design, and produce competitive products. You need to look 3 years ahead and reflect on how your domain of expertise needs to develop in order to stay relevant to the organization. As a knowledge principal, you have a unique depth of knowledge within your domain of expertise, also compared to peers outside the company. In this role, you deliver results through and with the organization. You will find that your key business objectives are not objectives you can achieve on your own. These are objectives that you deliver on by mobilizing other parts of the organization and engaging people around your agenda. From a communication perspective, you need to be good at navigating among senior executives and navigating across multiple functions. As a knowledge principal, you do not just lead your domain of expertise. You need to architect your domain of expertise. You are expected to figure out how your domain of expertise can be leveraged into a competitive edge for the company. In terms of innovation, you will most often have to find your inspiration outside the organization, among people not necessarily working in the same function or even in the same industry. In different organizations, you will find many nuances to the specialist roles. Also, you will likely identify roles that are not described here. In this video, we have highlighted some of the most common fundamentals of the core roles. For further inspiration, please go to lp-institute.com.